First and foremost, I want to give all praises and honor and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'araka Kodash, Shal Yahushai. Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone. Salutation to the archaeology which Institute, to the four corners of the Arataza, and the one to Aqua to being obedient, to the husband, and Shalom. This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 14, verse 21. Prepare slaughter for his children for the iniquities of their fathers, that they do not rise, nor possess the land, nor fill the face of the world with cities. So I was going on into some until concerning Moab, because Moab right now building up their military might and feeling that that their army will save them, their military might will save them. But we know Yahweh Shai, this trust in the traps occur, and we know when you have it is getting right. They fall in the earth with their wickedness. So we know that Yahweh Shai is coming to reap, So I just put some videos together, concerning Moab. And we know Moab is going to get destroyed by Yahweh Shai. Esau, Edom is going to get destroyed by Yahweh Shai. All the other nations, Ishmaelite, all the other nations, the Hamites, everybody is going to get destroyed by Yahweh Shai. All who stand against Israel shall get destroyed and will go into slavery. Thus says Yahweh Shai. Hope this video is edifying. Shalom.
To the China threat, you were really among the first people to come on this program and raise the red flag about China. You told us that they were building a very strong military. We know that they've got the largest Navy in the world. Well, the Director of National Intelligence, John Ratcliffe, joined me on Sunday Morning Futures this weekend to talk about the intelligence that shows the Chinese Communist Party and what it's doing. Here's John Ratcliffe.
It's called gene editing. It's altering DNA, and it's one of the things that our intelligence shows that China is doing. They've got the PRC, the People's Republic of China, has 2 million strong in its military, and it's trying to make them stronger through gene editing. That's just one of the ways that, China is trying to essentially dominate the planet and set the rules in the world order. And why it's so important and people need to understand is this is an authoritarian regime. It doesn't care about people's individual rights. We've seen what they've done to the Uyghurs. We've seen what they've done in Hong Kong. It's about putting the state first, and that is the exact opposite of what has always made America great.
What's your reaction? We've talked about what they're doing in their use of artificial intelligence in the military, but to actually do this gene editing and have this program to test members of the PLO, 2 million communists, to try to make them better and more equipped to handle extreme weather, more equipped to handle chemical attacks. Pretty extraordinary with the lengths that they're going, General.
Yeah, it's not surprising. As Director Radcliffe said, this is an authoritarian, it's a repressive regime that, as a premium, is constantly in control of its people. And the fact that they're trying to use gene editing tools to change the nature of human beings is not surprising, because this is who they really are. And we had that similar experience, did we not? With Nazism and that authoritarian regime trying to conduct human experiments to do the very same thing. It's really to advance the Chinese Communist Party, and the state is what this is all about. And the fact that they would take human beings and put them through this is quite something else, and the ethical questions that surround that are certainly serious. It's one thing to use techniques like that to control disease. It's another thing when you're altering human beings. That is clearly something that the United States.
Jeremiah 48. Against Moab, thus saith the Lord of hosts, the God of Israel. Woe unto Nebo, for it is spoiled. Kiriathaim is confounded and taken. Misgab is confounded and dismayed. There shall be no more praise of Moab. In Heshbon they have devised evil against it. Come, and let us cut it off from being a nation. Also thou shalt be cut down, O madman, the sword shall pursue thee. A voice of crying shall be from Horonaim, spoiling and great destruction. Moab is destroyed. The little ones have caused a cry to be heard. For in the going up of Luhith, continual weeping shall go up. For in the going down of Horonaim, the enemies have heard a cry of destruction. Flee, save your lives, and be like the heath in the wilderness. For because thou hast trusted in thy works and in thy treasures, thou shalt also be taken, and Chemosh shall go forth into captivity with his priests and his princes together. And the spoiler shall come upon every city, and no city shall escape. The valley also shall perish, and the plain shall be destroyed, as the Lord hath spoken. Give wings unto Moab, that it may flee and get away. For the cities thereof shall be desolate, without any to dwell therein. Cursed be he that doeth the work of the Lord deceitfully, and cursed be he that keepeth back his sword from blood. Moab hath been at ease from his youth, and he hath settled on his lees, and hath not been emptied from vessel to vessel, neither hath he gone into captivity. Therefore his taste remained in him, and his scent is not changed. Therefore, behold, the days come, saith the Lord, that I will send unto him wanderers that shall cause him to wander, and shall empty his vessels and break their bottles. And Moab shall be ashamed of Chemosh, as the house of Israel was ashamed of Bethel their confidence. How say ye, we are mighty and strong men for the war? Moab is spoiled, and gone up out of her cities, and his chosen young men are gone down to the slaughter, saith the King, whose name is the Lord of hosts. The calamity of Moab is near to come, and his affliction hasteth fast. All ye that are about him bemoan him, and all ye that know his name say, How is the strong staff broken, and the beautiful rod? Thou daughter that dost inhabit Dibon, come down from thy glory, and sit in thirst. For the spoiler of Moab shall come upon thee, and he shall destroy thy strongholds. O inhabitant of Aroer, stand by the way, and espy, ask him that fleeth, and her that escapeth, and say, What is done? Moab is confounded, for it is broken down. Howl and cry. Tell ye it in Arnon, that Moab is spoiled. And judgment is come upon the plain country, upon Holon, and upon Jahazah, and upon Mephath, and upon Dibon, and upon Nebo, and upon Beth Diblathaim, and upon Kiriathaim, and upon Beth Gamul, and upon Beth Meon, and upon Kirioth, and upon Bozrah, and upon all the cities of the land of Moab, far or near. The horn of Moab is cut off, and his arm is broken, saith the Lord. Make ye him drunken, for he magnified himself against the Lord. Moab also shall wallow in his vomit, and he also shall be in derision. For was not Israel a derision unto thee? Was he found among thieves? For since thou spakest of him, thou skippedst for joy. O ye that dwell in Moab, leave the cities, and dwell in the rock, and be like the dove that maketh her nest in the sides of the hole's mouth. We have heard the pride of Moab. He is exceeding proud. His loftiness, and his arrogancy, and his pride, and the haughtiness of his heart. I know his wrath, saith the Lord, but it shall not be so. His lies shall not so affect it. Therefore will I howl for Moab, and I will cry out for all Moab. Mine heart shall mourn for the men of Kir Heres. O vine of Sibmah, I will weep for thee with the weeping of Jazer. Thy plants are gone over the sea. They reach even to the sea of Jazer. The spoiler is fallen upon thy summer fruits and upon thy vintage. And joy and gladness is taken from the plentiful field and from the land of Moab. And I have caused wine to fail from the winepresses. None shall tread with shouting. Their shouting shall be no shouting. From the cry of Heshbon, even unto Elealeh, and even unto Jahaz, have they uttered their voice. From Zoar even unto Horonaim, as an heifer of 3 years old. For the waters also of Nimrim shall be desolate. Moreover, I will cause to cease in Moab, saith the Lord, him that offereth in the high places, and him that burneth incense to his gods. Therefore mine heart shall sound for Moab like pipes, and mine heart shall sound like pipes for the men of Kir Heres, because the riches that he hath gotten are perished. For every head shall be bald, and every beard clipped. Upon all the hands shall be cuttings, and upon the loins sackcloth. There shall be lamentation generally upon all the housetops of Moab, and in the streets thereof. For I have broken Moab like a vessel wherein is no pleasure, saith the Lord. They shall howl, saying, How is it broken down? How hath Moab turned the back with shame? So shall Moab be a derision and a dismaying to all them about him. For thus saith the Lord, Behold, he shall fly as an eagle, and shall spread his wings over Moab. Kirioth is taken, and the strongholds are surprised. And the mighty men's hearts in Moab at that day shall be as the heart of a woman in her pangs. And Moab shall be destroyed from being a people, because he hath magnified himself against the Lord. Fear, and the pit, and the snare shall be upon thee, O inhabitant of Moab, saith the Lord. He that fleeth from the fear shall fall into the pit, and he that getteth up out of the pit shall be taken in the snare. For I will bring upon it, even upon Moab, the year of their visitation, saith the Lord. They that fled stood under the shadow of Heshbon because of the force. But a fire shall come forth out of Heshbon, and a flame from the midst of Sion, and shall devour the corner of Moab, and the crown of the head of the tumultuous ones. Woe be unto thee, O Moab! The people of Chemosh perisheth, for thy sons are taken captives, and thy daughters captives. Yet will I bring again the captivity of Moab in the latter days, saith the Lord. Thus far is the judgment of Moab.
I'd put both hands on that sword if I were you, punk-ass motherfucker! What the? That's impossible! You son of a freaking mother! I got you! I got you!
So tell me what you really gonna do when they bring them a fighting. The soul, but I kingdom. Nobody man think I won in my kingdom. Hopefully me say it, but in truth, yeah, I was shy kingdom. So them I try run when the lightning come, but none of them no run. He saw a rising gun. I eat like man punching. Now it feels like Michael Tyson come.
I took this job because I thought you were just a legend. Just a story to scare little kids. But you're the real deal, the demon who dares to challenge God. So what the hell do you want? Don't seem to me like you out to make this stinking world a better place. Why you gotta kill all my men? Why you gotta kill me?
Nothing personal. It's just revenge.
Verse 2. I will also gather all nations and will bring them down in the valley of Jehoshaphat, which is Yahweh judge, and will plead with them there for my people and for my heritage Israel, whom they have scattered among the nations and parted my land. Jumping down into verse 9. Proclaim ye this among the Gentiles, prepare war, wake up the mighty men, let all the men of war draw near, let them come up. So I go into all the heathens on them, all the heathens on them who in power, on this earth, all the heathen nations. It say, beat your plowshares into swords and your wooden hooks into spear. Let the weak say, I am strong. So like nations like Iran, all these other nations who was weak, now they say they are strong because they have nuclear power and the military might is strong. It say, assemble yourself and come, all the heathens, and gather yourself together round about. So all the other nations, gather yourself together to talk, because the mighty one to come down, Yahweh. So Yahweh Shemeshai is coming down, to deal with other deal with all these heathen nations. It said, let the heathen be weakened and come up to the valley of Jehoshaphat, which is Yahweh judge. Which you can judge all the other nations. It said, for there will I set to judge all the nations around about. See, how shall I go and judge all the nations? It says, put ye in the sickle, for the harvest is ripe. So it's time for the Yahweh to reap. Because the harvest is ripe. All the nations is full in their filthiness, in their pride, in their proudness, in their wickedness. It say, come get you down. So Yahweh can take you down from their throne. You understand? All these heathen nations from their throne. It say, for the press is full. So the press is full, or the filthiness is full. It say, the fats overflow, for their wickedness is great. Yeah, going back to the wickedness. You understand? All the drinking blood and all these, pedophilia and all these animals, all these abominable things, multitudes upon multitudes, there's multitudes in the valley of decision. So that already is Jehoshaphat, the Yahweh judge, the valley of decision. It's say, for the day of Yahweh is near in the valley of decision. So that going back to Jehoshaphat, going back to the Middle East, it say, the sun and the moon shall be darkened, and the stars shall withdraw their shine. Yahweh also shall roar out of Zion, and Yahweh shall come in with his fathership, coming and blowing that coming with this power, and this big great noise is coming out from Yahweh shall roar like a lion. Understand? That is the power Yahweh shall. When utter his voice is like, the sea in a bad weather, this great wind, you understand? This great power. It's say, and utter his voice from Jerusalem, which is the new kingdom, the new city, Yahweh Shai, coming down, with Jerusalem, and the heavens and the earth shall shake. So that heavens, they're going back to all the other, literally could be spiritually heaven and literally heaven, it will shake, and the earth shall shake, the earth will shake too, all the heathens who in rulership, and feel like they are hiding in heaven, they will shake, and down to the heavens will shake, the earth shall shake too, you understand? But Yahweh will be the hope of his people. So we having full hope and faith and giving Yahweh all his praises and honor and glory that he gave us our salvation and the strength of the children of Israel. So Yahweh is for his strength, his children Israel and none else, no other nations. It say, verse 17, it says, so shall ye know that I am Yahweh, your power, So Yahweh that is our power, dwelling in Zion, which is the monument, which is Zion is going back to Israel, It's a my holy mountain, then shall Jerusalem, my holy, and there shall no strangers pass through here anymore. So no hidden nations cannot pass through, when Yahweh shall come down and bring New Jerusalem, no hidden nation can come through without, you understand, bringing gifts and all these things. Go back to Isaiah 6:60 and 10. The gates will be open for the heathens to be bringing the gifts. The Gentiles will be bringing gifts unto us. So no heathen nation can pass through without permission, just so and feel can walk to Jerusalem. You want to get put to death. You understand? Going back to the scripture, it say, if any other nation writes against Israel, we shall perish. You understand? So that is to show you that no stranger cannot pass through. No strangers cannot even think about stepping a toe in New Jerusalem without without permission, without we knowing they're bringing gifts for us. No strangers can just walk through just so you want to get put to death, because that's holy grounds. You understand? And that's only for the hopefully like and the wanted, you know. So you don't give our praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'araka, Kodash, Shal Yahushai, double honors once again to the apostles of Great Millstone, salutation to the Akiel, to preaching in sincerity, to the four corners of the earth, as his brother Howard, Shalom.